Well, gaming itself is an incredibly diverse and easy culture to get into, especially nowadays with so many consoles and such a wide variety of games at your disposal. There's a reason it's the world's highest grossing form of entertainment. Here's the problem though. Let's say you've just finished an absolute masterclass of a game. Perfect storytelling, fantastic characters, and overall stellar gameplay. How the hell can you get more out of it? Well, lucky for you, odds are your game is absolutely chock full of an assortment of achievements for you to dive through and finish to your heart's content, truly solidifying you as a fanatic and master of the game. This is what I'd like to talk about in this video. Video game achievement hunting, its pros, its cons, and what it can mean for you and your games. As for myself, this has been a hobby of mine for nearly 5 years now, since COVID first broke out. With 110 different games completed under my belt, I've got some experience and I want to tell you about it. Starting firstly with the pros and some examples.
Let's take the game Yakuza 0 for example, an over-the-top crime thriller set in the seedy 1980s Japan, with an amazing 40-hour-long story, full of incredible storytelling and characters to immerse yourself in the world, even with only gunning straight for the credits. These games are made to be explored. Using the same city with modern improvements as real years go by, Kamurocho is a fictional place that, after a game or two, can really start to feel like somewhere, like the back of your hand. While many of these games are notoriously difficult in the trophy hunting community, they'll make sure you get to see every piece of the game's world with the completion list. An assortment of in-game achievements tied to trophies with many different tasks for you to aim for. Some of these include mastering your fighting styles, defeating enemies in all 8 between the two protagonists, completing all 80 sub-stories, small, more often than not ridiculous and heartfelt stories in the game's world to help people, to becoming a business mogul or even a cabaret club manager. This is only a taste of what the game has to offer you and can easily turn this 40-hour journey into an over 100-hour endeavour if you wanted to. As the years have gone by, these games' trophies have become far more lenient, though they never stop offering you the same content. Call it a gateway into exploring the world, if you would. But enough about Yakuza. It's time to move on to pro number 2.
I am the storm that is approaching.
More often than not, achievements are implemented into games for one sole reason: to show that you know how the game works and that you're not afraid to take on the challenge. Let's take a look at Devil May Cry 5, a hack and slash franchise based solely off a memorization of combos and skill. Naturally, a game of this caliber has trophies ripe for the picking for players ready to take on the challenge, known notoriously as one of the hardest platinums out there. While the game does have some easy trophies, such as completing the game on easy, normal and hard difficulties, obtaining and spending a certain amount of money using the Faust hat, and staying airborne for 60 minutes total, the real challenge comes in S-ranking every difficulty bar 1, an incredible test of skill that once you've finished and obtained your platinum trophy, can be used as a small token of pride or bragging rights, whatever suits. This point really stands out for the entire Devil May Cry series in general, whether that simply be completing every game on its hardest difficulties, S-ranking them, or using certain parameters the game has set for you. But don't let that stop you from moving on to the next part of this video, the cons of trophy hunting, which sadly I do believe overpower the pros in most people's cases. Bringing on con number 1. While this title may be contradictory after talking about the last section, replaying the same game time and time again, there can be a serious issue when it comes to trophy hunting, and sometimes that's even reaching the platinum, that being overwhelming boredom from the sheer amount of tasks you have to do. To instead of playing the game at your own leisure enjoying it, sticking to a written guide on where each and every missable collectible, weapon, or even aspect of the game lies, knowing fully well that if you miss one, you're going back hours or potentially even replaying the game. The 2 examples I have prepared for this are Like a Dragon Ishin and Persona 3 Reload. For example 1, the monotony comes in the post-game. A small, not very major component to this game is weapon crafting, making the strongest katana you can to take on the game's challenges, which at this point is far beyond the story. Wherein the problem lies, and monotony becomes apparent, is crafting each and every single one of these swords, which you need those swords to craft more. It becomes a very boring and tenacious cycle to grind the same dungeons again and again for tens of hours just for the slim chance of getting the one component you need ad nauseum. Only the truly dedicated would put in so much effort for such a tiny reward. This now brings us to example number 2. For example 2, the problem lies in completing the base game itself of Persona 3 Reload. To even want to attempt this, you have to go in knowing this platinum is far more of a checklist than experience in the game. Because personally, there isn't a chance you're able to 100% this game without the thorough and meticulous grind of following the guide. Each day of the year, bar a few, must be accounted for and have these tasks done, but one small slip up could send you back hours. This, for many games, makes wanting to platinum them a major problem when you're panicking wondering if you missed that one item, that one social link, or that one stat raising opportunity. While guides may be saviors for these kind of situations, it can more often than not take you out of the immersion completely to constantly check you're still up to scratch in your completion. But that's not the only problem that comes to mind when talking about trophy hunting, wherein which we're going to move straight on to con number 2. Lastly, this is a more general overview of any game you may play in the future. A huge problem that can arise in being a trophy hunter is altering your view on new releases. The first thing you may do is look at the trophy list before a new game even comes out, strategizing how you want to play the game instead of having a fun experience at your own leisure. An arguably even bigger problem on this same topic is that if a game's trophies look hard enough, or there isn't a platinum trophy at all, players may ignore the game completely and forget about it, potentially missing out on an incredible experience. Such examples include Sony's Journey, a single-player experience based on meeting other players' previous ghosts around the abandoned world, or Outlast, an incredible horror game set inside an insane asylum, playing as a lone reporter doing anything he can to get his scoop. Or lastly, Sonic Mania, the first 2D Sonic game to be released in well over 15 years, created by fans for fans of the series, with love and care oozing out of every part of the game. Saying all this, at the end of the day, trophy/achievement hunting is a hobby that, like any other, is meant to be fun. Gaming is a platform where you're there to enjoy yourself, to take a break for life, or to have a chance to catch up with those friends you haven't seen in a while. Overanalyzing each step of every single game can become an incredible drag. Yes, of course, some people, they enjoy the bookkeeping and the management of all of it, but for others it's really detrimental. So, take your time however you seek fit when going for platinums or just gaming in general. And most of all, only do what you enjoy. You'll end up hating the games you once loved otherwise. Until next time.